Hey ladies, welcome to my little corner of the internet. Again, if you're new here and this is your first time, hey, I'm Nashina, but you can call me Nina. As promised, today we're going to dive into a topic that is almost taboo, something so many women suffer from in silence. Yes, endometriosis, a very serious topic. Now listen, I'm not going to say this is my endometriosis journey because let's be clear, endometriosis does not belong to me. I don't own it. It's a health condition that I am presently dealing with. Don't think for 1 minute that I'm not out here living with endometriosis in the ocean, sipping mimosa on a floating. No, 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 no. Endometriosis is living with me. And if the truth be told, I kicked it out a long time ago. It needs to pack its bags and be on its way. So, let me just say this real quick. I am sharing my personal experiences with endometriosis to raise awareness, to encourage conversation, and let others know they are not alone. I am not a doctor, and this video or post is not meant to provide medical advice or replace professional care. Every person's journey with endometriosis is different, so please speak with your healthcare provider before starting, changing, or stopping any treatment. So, what exactly is endometriosis? Let's get a little sciencey, but in plain language that we all can understand, okay? Endometriosis is when the tissue that looks like the lining of the uterus decides to go rogue. So instead of staying on the inside of the uterus where it belongs, it sets up camp on the outside. Okay? The cause of endometriosis is still unknown. It's baffling. There is no known way to prevent endometriosis and there is no cure. But its symptoms can be treated with medications or, in some cases, surgery. Endometriosis can start at a person's first menstrual period and last until menopause. So you are not too young or too old to be affected by endometriosis. It affects about 6 to 10% of women of reproductive age globally. Some people with endometriosis don't have any symptoms, but those who do have symptoms, endometriosis can feel like a nightmare. And while you're going through your nightmare, you still have to show up as a mother, you still have to show up as a wife, and you still have to show up as an employee. You still have to show up because life still goes on. Some people think that endometriosis is just a bad period. No, honey, it's not just a bad period. It's not just about cramps. It comes with a whole buffet of symptoms. You have painful periods, painful sex, painful urination, painful bowel movement, infertility, pelvic pain, fatigue, bloating. Let's not talk about the pregnant belly, leg pain, and back pain. Some women even get nerve pain. For me, I get foot pain. Yes, foot pain. Could you imagine? Endometriosis makes me a disabled, functioning woman that absolutely no one understands or is able to relate to. Can you imagine trying to pass gas that feels like labor contractions? And let me not get started on depression and anxiety. Endometriosis really plays a number on you, ladies. And here's a plot twist. In my case, instead of just vaginal bleeding, because the endometriosis spread to my bowels, I actually bled from, well, let's just say the wrong exit door. Gotcha. But seriously, this condition is no joke. Now imagine having to explain this situation to a spouse or significant other. Let me rewind just a little bit. For years, I fought for my life without knowing what was really happening in my body. I could not articulate the excruciating pains and other symptoms that I felt in my body. And for me, sometimes not just once per month, but every 12 to 15 days. Doctors did not understand. Sometimes they were not even empathetic. They run tests. I tried supplements. I prayed. I cried. And finally, just before I was about to go crazy and walk off a ledge, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Everything finally began to make a little bit of sense as to what was going on in my body. I went through so many treatments. Let me run this list for you. I started the Depo-Provera. It worked for me until it didn't work. Depo gave me a severe acne, not only on my face, but my back as well. I had weight gain, nausea all the time, and so I had some relief for a short period of time. This was an extremely miserable time for me. This was hard not only on me, but on my family, especially my children, seeing me suffer, cry, and go through so much pain. I had started the Noristerat, where I had minimum side effects. I didn't have all that acne that was going on with the Depo, but the Noristerat didn't help with the pain or the bleeding. I went as far as to try the Lupron injections. They were like about $300 a shot, and those were not covered by insurance. And so you guessed it, Lupron didn't work, and of course it came with its own side effects. Okay. Then I ventured into Chinese herbs and supplements. I tried seropeptase. This is a supplement that is supposed to help with pain, inflammation. It's supposed to help break down scar tissues and cysts. I tried that for a while. Then the Guan Si Tang. This is another Chinese herb that's supposed to help regulate your cycles. Because remember now, I'm having this cycle twice per month, every 12 to 15 days. Okay. Then I tried the DIM supplement. This was supposed to help improve my bleeding as well and help reduce the pelvic pain. Nothing worked. And you know what? After all of that, I ended up pregnant. Yes, pregnant. I bled through the entire pregnancy. But today, my beautiful girl is 16 years old. She is my blessing in the middle of all of that pain and chaos. Later on, I made the decision to have a hysterectomy. I thought, okay, that's it. Endometriosis, we're done. But nope. After the surgery, I found out that the disease had already spread to my bowels. So here I am, still dealing with the flare-ups. Some days the pain is so intense I can barely walk. It feels like my whole body is on strike. My legs, my back, my feet, everything. Some days it sneaks up on me and I react instead of being proactive. And yet I still show up. I show up for my family. I show up for my children. I show up for work. I show up for life, because if I don't, who's going to? And that's the tricky thing about endometriosis. From the outside, people think you look fine, like you're just having a bad period or a bad day. But inside, I'm having a WWF fight with my own internal organs. So, along with my pain regimen, I also have a supplement regimen along with some diet and exercise. Going through this condition in my little part of the universe, I have never met anyone who I can talk to about it or discuss it with, who is able to relate to what I'm going through in my body. So today I'm sharing this story not for sympathy or pity. I'm sharing this because so many women are going through this in silence. He who feels it knows it. If you're out there fighting pain every day and still showing up, you are not alone. You are stronger than you realize. So that's a peek behind the curtain into what life with endometriosis looks like. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there are bad days, but there are also good days. And I thank God the good days outweigh the bad ones. I'm holding on to faith, believing God for my healing, total healing. And in the meantime, I'm using my voice to shine some light on what too many women are struggling with in the dark. So, ladies, if you're dealt with or you're dealing with endometriosis, share your story in the comments. Let's break the silence together. And if you made it this far, hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And send this video to a friend, send it to a sister, send it to a cousin, send it to anyone who you think needs to hear this. If you need more information on endometriosis, I'll leave a link below. Remember, we are not defined by our diagnosis. We are defined by our resilience. So until next time, ladies, keep shining bright. And don't forget to be awesome. Smooches.